you. No one like you. See, no one like you. Aye, ati lorun. So baby red. Hi guys, hi. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Obodo TV. It's your girl Bridget Akpo. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me on today's vlog. Thank you so much for yesterday, for my live video, my first live video on YouTube, which was very successful. I had so much fun doing it. I understand that some people were not happy with the greetings and all that, but I mean, that's the whole point of a live video. You have to interact with the people that are coming on. You have to say hello, you have to shout them out. So if you don't like it or you didn't enjoy it, then oh, I'm sorry about that, but I had fun and I know a lot of people enjoyed it. So yeah, it was really good. So thank you to everyone. I think I'm going to make it a regular feature now in Obodo. We'll choose a day, maybe like a Sunday evening, and then we'll just do a live one where everybody can. I like the interaction. It was really great. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So thank you. If it's your first time of tuning into Obodo TV, you're welcome to the family. Do consider subscribing. It's the red button down there. If you click on the bell sign, please click on the bell sign. When we are doing live videos, if you don't have the bell sign turned on, you might not get the notification. Please click on the bell sign so you can also see whenever I post my vlogs, so you can join in the conversation. We have very stimulating conversations here, so you don't want to miss out on all the juicy gist going on here. Thank you. So first off, before I get into the gist of today, I want to shout out someone who sent me this amazing email this morning. I woke up this morning and this was the first thing that I say. I know, guys, words are so powerful. I'm telling you, words are really powerful, and this lady just made my day today. So if you're watching, Veronica Ebo from the US, from Connecticut, if you're watching, thank you so much for this wonderful email. You made my day. Thank you so much, sis. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Veronica. This email you sent to me, I just opened my eye this morning, and you know, I prayed and then I looked at my phone and it was your email that I saw. You are a godsend. You've made my day very beautiful. You can see how I'm bouncing. I'm really happy because you set the tone for the day. So thank you. May the Lord honor you. May the Lord uplift you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so to the gist of today. So the my vlog that I did yesterday, the live vlog that I did yesterday, I was going through the comments and I realized that where I said that I didn't like Germany, I mentioned that we were talking, and then when I was interacting with some of the people that tuned in, and then one of my subscribers said, oh, I'm from Germany. I was like, oh, sorry, I don't like Germany. And then one of my sisters, who is a very regular on this show, I don't want to mention her name, so it won't seem as if I'm calling her out, but I think it's based on her own experience she's saying this. She said, she put a comment on that vlog and said, oh, you don't like Germany, and can I know why that you don't like Germany? Is there any reason why you don't like Germany? I've been thinking about it, you know, since that yesterday. I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, maybe I should reply her, but I decided, you know what, this is an opportunity for us to have a conversation. This is exactly what I like, because when people raise questions, I mean, questions are issues that I feel like everybody can relate to, then we can have a discussion about it. So I decided to make it into a vlog today, and it's about my experience of racism in Germany. That's what I want to discuss today. I mean, it's a given that once you are a black person and you're coming to the abroad, and let me put it in quotes again, the abroad, the way Nigerians call it, when you're coming overseas, for most of us that are adults, you would know that at some point you are going to experience racism. It's given. It is just a given. I don't care what country you are going to. Let it be Australia. Let it be Canada. I think Canada is one of the places in this world that everybody will tell you is so peaceful. The people are so kind. They are so loving. Anyway, you will at some point experience some form of racism. Now, your experience I mean, people's experiences will differ. Some, it might be subtle. Some, it might just be, you know, a passing thing, maybe a look, or maybe a stare, or whatever. Or some, it might be, you know, just blatant on your face kind of thing that you will know that is because of this, your skin, that people are reacting to you the way they do. And some, it will be maybe in your place of work, the way you are treated in your place of work, you would know. Now, I'm not ignorant to say that every experience of a black person who live overseas, whether you are African or African American, every experience that you have with somebody that is not from, you know, our ethnic background, or somebody that is not black, is racist. No, I won't say that. I am talking about real experiences whereby somebody discriminates against you because of the color of your skin. And it's not all experiences that black people have that is necessarily racist. I feel like I need to say that, because some people, anything, they just say, oh, he's being racist against me. It's racism, this is racist. Some things are not racism. Some people, let's just accept that some people are just bad people. There are good people, there are bad people all over the world, and it's not all experiences that are race related. However, today I am sharing about my own personal experience of racism. A sister of mine from Kenya said something to me, said, Bridget, I really like you. You are somebody that says something that all of us are thinking about, and you have a way of saying it. You are not afraid to talk about, you know, different topics on your channel. Some YouTubers might be running away from some channel from discussions, and you just come out and you talk about it. I just laughed. This is the way I see it. My says, if you're watching, you know yourself. We've had really, you know, several discussions about different issues. This is the way I see it. Yeah, you get to a point in your life, at a certain age in your life, where you realize that if you talk, you will die. If you don't talk, you will die. So why don't you cuckoo talk? Why don't you cuckoo talk? So I don't care about discussing. There's nothing I cannot discuss. It is not about what you say. This is the way I say it. It's about how you say it. It's your presentation that matters. Some people will find offense at anything that you say. I mean, I did a vlog the other day, and I put this title. I don't know if some of you noticed. I put the title I put on that vlog was African cultures are barbaric, period. You know, that was like a bait. And I wanted to see, because I wanted to see how many people actually watch you before they leave a comment. And I was so right. You should see the comments that were coming in. Some of them were not published by YouTube, because if you put a hate comment or you put an abusive comment, there are some words that YouTube will pick up and they withhold those comments. I can only see it when I log in on my computer. Then I will see that there are some comments that are waiting for my approval. Then I'll look at them and I'll just trash them. So that is how it works. So it was evident from those comments that some people they don't watch, they don't listen, they just look at the title and then they put their comments, which is really sad. I don't feel it's right for you to do that, because that's like, you know, passing a judgment without hearing somebody's case. It's like a judge passing a comment or passing a judgment on a case that is brought before him or her without even hearing the evidence. That's completely wrong and unfair on any YouTuber, that you go to their channel, you don't listen to what they are saying, and then you just put your hate comment and you walk away. It is so wrong. And I thank God for one thing that YouTuber has really done for creators like me. They've given us that button of delete and block. I love that button. Honestly, I really love that button, because if not for that button, I don't know how YouTubers will be able to cope, because of, you know, people just go around, you know, spreading hate, spreading their, you know, comments that are so, all kinds of comments. So thank God that we have that opportunity to delete and to block. I love using it, and I'm not afraid to use it. I use it very regularly. What I always say to people is that I don't mind, you know, disagreeing with me. I don't expect people to agree with me all the time. Come on, I'm not a kid. How am I going to expect that everything I say is going to resonate with everyone, or everybody's going to agree with me? In fact, I like it when I have diverse opinions. I like it when you don't even agree. Let's just present your facts, your evidence, and then we'll talk about it. We discuss it. But I will not bother to respond to anybody that is just being abusive, that is, you know, calling me names or things like that. But that is just how this online community is. Yeah. So in response to that, my sister in Germany, who lives in Germany, obviously loves Germany, I decided to do this video today to talk about the issue of racism, my own experience of racism. Now, I will start with my experience in Germany. So a couple of years ago, I took my kids and we went to Germany on holidays. You know me and my waka waka. So we went to Germany. It was our first time of going to Germany. It's been a while now, not even a couple of, it's been like maybe over 7 or 8 years. Yeah. So I took the kids and we went to Germany. We went to the eastern part of Germany. It's a city called Dresden. That's where we went because I had, at that time, I had a family member who was living there. He's no longer there now. He used to live there at that time. He was married to a German girl. Now, initially, before we even got there, the drama started. He wanted us to stay with them, and I said, no, I don't like staying with people. I like to stay in, on my own. And I don't want to inconvenience people to come and carry myself, especially if I'm not traveling alone, to carry children to go and stay with somebody I don't know. I said no. I said, can you find like a B&B next to your, that's bed and breakfast, next to your house for us to stay and come and see the drama. I'm telling you that all the B&Bs they went to around where he lived, they refused. All of them will say they don't have accommodation. It's not that they don't have accommodation. They did not agree because it was black. That is why. Yes, they did not agree. You can say, but how do you know that they don't have accommodation? So you're telling me that all the B&B all of a sudden were full to capacity and they did not have one room to accommodate somebody? No, they were refusing because they didn't want to admit somebody who was black. Anybody that knows the history of Eastern Germany will tell you what happened in that area, in those days of World War and all what went on around that area. I mean, the city is a very beautiful city. I loved it. It's got really nice museums. Not very developed like that. It's kind of ancient in terms of, I understand that development was just coming to that part of Germany. So it's got nice museums and the architectures. There's this church that we went, which was really beautiful. My children didn't enjoy it because obviously they don't like things like that, but I enjoyed it. But that was the first one. We didn't get a B&B because we are black. That's why. The next one was, so we stayed. That experience just put me off when he couldn't get one for us. He put me off. We still went on the trip, and then it just kind of clouded our trip. I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have. Then we came back. Then the next time I went to Germany, I went to a place called Frankfurt, and yeah, I booked the hotel from here. I booked the hotel where I stayed from here, and then and I had a friend in the city, so came to see me and we went out. This experience happened on a train. We got on the train and there was some young like teenagers, white teenagers, a boy and one girl and 2 boys. They were sitting down there and there was space near where they were sitting. Do you know what they did? The minute we sat down, there was enough space, so the minute we sat down next to them, it's not like it was tight or anything. Do you know what they did? They stood up. They stood up and moved. In fact, they moved very, very far from us. They didn't even sit down again. They went to stand. And I was like, what? I said to my friend who lives in Germany, I was like, what just happened? And, she was like, this is how we see it. Oh, we are used to it. This is what happened. That some of them are so racist, that, once they see you like this, that you are black, they begin to act up. They don't want to sit next to you. I'm like, really? So people still behave like this? Oh my God. Because this is me coming from the UK. It's not like there's no racism in the UK. Of course there's racism. That's what I was trying to say. I mean, there's racism everywhere in the world. Once you come to Europe, anywhere in the world that is that black people are ethnic minority, where black people are minority, there's bound to be racism there. That is just a given. So that was my second experience. That thing, I thought about it a lot, and then I started to reflect on it. I was like, oh my God, I just can't imagine living in a place like this where people will treat you funny, they will look at you funny, they will stand up on the train because you are sitting down because because of the color of, I mean, I can't comprehend it, I can't understand it, and I don't feel you know, inferior to any human being in this world. And if you as a white person sadly feels that, you know, you are too good to sit next to me, then it's stand that you want to stand. You better stand up and stand, because I will keep sitting down. But I'm not ready to deal with that, and I thank God I don't live in a society like that. I don't know if I will be able to live in a place like that, because it does get to you. It does. I'm telling you, at some point it begins to get to you, especially when you have children. Yeah, that was the second experience. So my sister, if you are watching, that's the second reason why, you know, that's my second racist experience in Germany. And because of that reason, I don't like Germany. I'm sorry. I know you may have fallen in love with the country, you've lived there for a while, you are comfortable there, and according to your comment, you say you have never experienced it. But like I said, I doubt that very seriously. Sometimes people just glance over it, they don't want to really look at it, or they choose to ignore it, but it is right there. It is right there. Racism is alive and thriving. It is alive and it's there. Yeah, so that was my own experience in Germany, where I don't like Germany. Now, coming back to the UK, I want to tell you about the experiences that my children have had, the racist experiencing. As much as we say in the UK that, you know, is the most diverse culture in the UK, very diverse. You have Asians, you have African American, you have Africans, you have Afro-Caribbean, you have, you know, all cultures, especially London. London is very, very diverse. Probably one of the most, it's like New York, it's like one of the most diverse city in the world, but still there is racism here. Now, the racism in London, you know, work in this way. It's not in your face like that, whereby people will stand up on the train, or you sit down on the bus, they will stand up. No. I've never experienced that. Maybe it's there, I don't know. You tell me if you've experienced that. I haven't, or any of my family have not experienced that. This is the one I've experienced here. The racism that I feel is more rampant here in the UK is in your place of work. Now, two of my children have had some, you know, racist experiences. The first one was my son was coming back from school, in secondary school, and, you know, he was walking with his friends. Obviously they are young, you know, teenage boys, they were running, and he came home and he was so distressed. He was looking very distressed that day, and I said, what happened? And I was like, oh mom, do you know what happened today? This white woman whose house is near our school came out and said to me and my friends, go back to your country. I'm like, what? What did you say? He said, go back to your country. And I said, what did you say? He said he didn't say anything, he walked away, but you could see that he was really affected by it. And I said, well, I just said, you know what, this is your country, you were born here, this is your country. You've been to Nigeria like once or twice in your life. As far as I'm concerned, this is your country. This is the country that you know. But you know what? The thing about children from minority background is that they will struggle to, you know, to accept, you know, even though they've got the nationality, they were born here, this is the life they know, you know. Anyway, the point is that those children will always feel a deep connection to Africa. If you wake my children up tomorrow and ask them, where are you from, they'll tell you they are Nigerians. It's because of things like this, because when somebody makes them feel as if they do not belong here, these children that were born here, all their life has been here, and you tell them, go back to your country. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but one experience like that is enough. If you don't manage it well as a parent to let that child know that, you know, it's just a silly old woman, don't listen to her, she's probably paranoid, or she's probably, you know, she doesn't know what she's saying, or she's, I don't know. But there's always that one experience that will happen, that if you don't, as a parent, don't manage it well, it can really affect the children in a way that they feel like they don't belong. They will feel like, okay, if they are telling me to go back to my country, okay, maybe this is not I thought this was my home, this is where I belong, this is my country, but I'm being told that this is not my country. So you see, every time they talk about integration in this country, integration, but these are the things that these children will pick up on. They will feel isolated and feel alienated. So it's difficult, and children don't really know color until we start teaching them. Children don't know color. I mean, my younger son, most of his friends are Asians. He has Asian friends. Children, is we adults that teach children about these diverse colors, that teach children there's white, there's black, there's Asian, there's Hispanic, there's this. Children do not know these things, but we teach them. Then another of my son had another experience. This time it was with the police. The police, yes, he's an adult. Is the police. One day he was waiting at the station. He was trying to find somewhere, he said, and I think he was lost. He couldn't find his way. He was trying to you know, to go to his sister, and you know, was trying to find a way, and so he was walking around on the station. Do you know what they did? The police drove an unmarked car. This London Metropolitan Police, they drove an unmarked car to the station, parked, pulled him in, and took him to the station. If I'm telling you, this experience it affected me seriously. I'm not even gonna lie. We made a complaint about it. We wrote to the police complaints commission about it, because we felt like it was institutional racism by the police. If it was a white kid that was walking around on the station, lost or for whatever reason, even if he was up to no good, they're not going to stop and arrest him. The only reason why they arrested him was because he's black and he's got a beard. So they took him to the station. They didn't phone us. They didn't call his dad. They didn't call me. They didn't call any member of the family. Do you know they kept him for over 2 hours interrogating him? They took his phone. They didn't allow him to make calls. They didn't allow him to contact any member of the family. And they were going through his phone, asking him all sorts of questions. Where is he going? Where is he coming from? I don't know. Does having a beard, I mean, does it, what has that got to do with anything? If a teenage black kid has a beard, does it mean that do they paint a picture of a terrorist or anything like that? I'm telling you about the experiences of my family member now, so you can understand when I'm talking about racism. These are experiences that we have had as a family. Anyway, cut a long story short. Yeah, they let him go. Eventually, the sister was very upset and saying, "Oh, we're supposed to meet up. You didn't show up. Why didn't you show up?" and everything. When he came home, then that was when he now told us what happened, that he's been in police station. I'm like, what? Doing what in the police station? He said that they took him. And you know what? After keeping him for over 2 hours, they didn't charge him. They didn't arrest him. They didn't do anything. They just kept him there and questioned him for nothing. All because he was walking around, he's black, and he has a beard. Tell me if that is not racism. Please, please, just tell me that this is not institutional racism. So yeah, so we've addressed that, and you know, we made a complaint. Thank God that the police here has a very structured way of making complaint if you feel like you've been treated wrongly because of your race or your gender or whatever. So we've taken that up. So these experiences, you know, all put together just made me understand that, you know what, everywhere you live in this Obodo Igbo, as long as you are this color, you would at some point experience some form of racism. Now let's talk about the workplace race, how racism happens in the UK here, in the workplace. The workplace one is more subtle. It's not overt like that. It's not on your face, because obviously, because you know, in most organizations they will have policies, non-discrimination policies. They will have different procedures, so nobody wants to be caught doing the wrong thing because they don't want to lose their job. Let me tell you something somebody told me one time. Somebody said one time that one lady said that she sent an application form, yeah, to apply for a job with an African name. Let's say the name was Oluwatoyin Kayode, something like that. I just made that up. And they got back to her and said, "Oh, we're sorry, no, you're not qualified for this job." They didn't shortlist her. But that same application, exactly word for word what the application was written on the application, she sent it back with a different name. Let's say she used this name, Mary Jones, which sounds very British or very white. Mary Jones, for instance. Do you know what? They called her for an interview. That's when she now realized that it's because of the name. It's not because she's not qualified. Because of the name. You know, in this country, whatever application you are filling or whatever form you're filling, they always have what they attach opportunity. Yeah, is it called equal opportunity form? There's this equal opportunity form in the UK here for every form that you fill, especially if it's job related. They want you to fill the equal opportunity form. When I was in uni, I know a lady from the Caribbean who kicked against it very fiercely. She said she didn't see any reason why she needs to tell you about her gender or about her sexuality, about her sexual orientation, about her religion. She felt these are the ways that you are being discriminated against. So she does not feel it. And she will tick there. She declines to give that information. And I don't blame her, because these are the information that these organizations will look at, and then they will decide whatever decision they want to make is based on, you know, your ethnic background. Let me tell you something. This equal opportunity form, if you haven't seen one before, go and look at it. It's meant to be done alphabetically, right? This is what will let you know that you are you are a minority. It's meant to be done alphabetically. If you want to look at the alphabet, A comes before B. So Asian will be first, black will be second, and then white will be down, 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 right? Alphabetically. But guess what? All this equal opportunity form is W that is always on top. White British, white Irish, white all other whites. Then you have Asian before you now have black African, black Caribbean, and all that. Tell me why that is done that way when it's meant to be done alphabetically. That is what tells me that I am a minority here. I am a if somebody didn't tell me before, I didn't know before that minority, I am a minority here, and that is why I understand it very well. Now in the workplace, I've given you an example of the name, how they will use your name to decide whether they want to give you a job or not. Then in the workplace as well, in some organizations, and the thing is that for you to be able to challenge that you've been discriminated against at work, in your workplace, based on, you know, your race, you need to have evidence. And some of these things are, it's not always very easy to evidence it. It's not very easy for you to compile enough evidence to be able to take that organization to court, because if you can prove that you've been discriminated against based on your ethnic background, then you are liable to a very big lawsuit against that organization. And I know here in this country, they have really, really serious labor laws in this country that you will take organizations to court, you will win, and you get a very big payout. So they try to, they'll try to, you know, stop people from doing that by doing it in a very subtle way. It's not all organizations. I mean, what I'm saying now is not, I mean, it's not in all places, but you know, it's right. You see it here and there. You must see it here and there. In some places, some bosses from hell would discriminate against you for no other reason, just because they don't like you. And the reason they don't like you is not because you're not good at your job, or you're not competent at your job, or that you're not doing your job fully, but it's because of your skin color. It's sad, but it happens. Because what I find is that people are who they are. First of all, they are who they are, and people most times cannot hide who they are. They cannot hide it. So if somebody, for instance, you're working in an organization and you're unfortunate to have a boss that is racist, he's not going to come out and tell you they are racist. They will smile and do as if they like you, but they will make your life a living hell. And if you're not able to, you know, work in a way that you can have documentary evidence that, you know, you are being discriminated against because of the color of your skin, then you cannot get any redress. You cannot take the organization to court. You cannot do anything about it. What about promotion? One lady was telling me where I used to work that she had to leave her place of work because every other person was getting promoted. And she is very experienced. They refused to promote her. And she knows that it's because of her skin color. That's why they are refusing to promote her. Even people that she was better off. In some jobs, you see some people that they claim to be manager. You are even better off than them. You know the job more than them. But they will get the job easily because you are not of the same color. So these are the things that come into play in place of work here, you know. So it's subtle, but it's there. Sometimes if you don't look very deeply or you don't pay attention, you might not notice it. I'm not saying it happens in all places of work or you will experience it at every point everywhere you work or things like that, but there are pockets of it around, and sometimes if you are not very observant, you might not notice that this is happening, but it does happen. With the institutional one, oh yes, that one is more you. So come to London and see how the police in London is. The police in London is, even now that they are trying to diversify, to employ, you know, to recruit people from ethnic backgrounds, I'm telling you that over 90% of the police in this country, they are white British. Yes, they are. So that's why you see that in some cases, somebody was telling me of an arrest that they witnessed one time where, you know, when they are trying to arrest people who are white, and then they are trying to arrest people who are black, the force that they use, because some policemen believe that once you are black, you must be violent. Once you are black, you must be aggressive. Once you are black, you must, you know, it's this It's these stereotypes of the black man, the young black man, you know, the teenage black boy. It's so stereotyped in a way that, you know, even we've seen it on TV where you see them arresting a white boy. They'll be chatting and laughing. You won't even know arrest is going on. One day I saw an arrest going on. I was driving in my car and looking out like this. I saw an arrest going on. I was wondering, is this an arrest? There was no force. They put the handcuffs on the guy, and the guy was chatting with the policeman. They were chatting and talking like, you know, the way it should be. But if it's a black kid, the way they will knock him down, and it will seem as if he has a gun. They will knock him down and hold him and pin him. I mean, in the US, we've seen a couple of arrests that's gone wrong. Remember that guy that was arrested and they killed him when the policeman held his neck. He was shouting, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I'm trying to remember the guy's name now. I can't remember him. He was shouting and crying, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And the guy died. Oh my God. Oh my God. How horrible is that? You know? So yeah, it's rife and it's right there. That's why once you come abroad, at some point in time, you are going to experience it. And I've just shared with you some experiences that, you know, family members of mine and I have had. So yeah, what's your own experience? Have you ever experienced as a black person? Have you ever experienced racism in your place of work, where you live, you know? Just walking on the road, being on public transportation, by the police. Have you ever been harassed as a young black man because you are of your skin tone? You haven't done anything. They just stop you and, you know, begin to ask you all sorts of questions. And, you know, you feel like, you know, they target you because of your color. I shared my own experiences. So, yeah, this is going to be a very interesting one. I'm telling you, I cannot wait for the comments. I know I'm going to get a lot of abuse on this one, but, you know, the delete button and the block button is waiting, so no shaking. So leave me your comment down below in the comment section. Let's keep the conversation going, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Thank you very much for watching. I love you. Bye.